Hi, my name is Emmanuel Munguia. I'm an associate therapist here at Cal Baptist University. Um, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Johnson. I'm a student at Loma Linda University.
Oh, nice. How old are you, Johnson?
I am 25.
Okay, cool. What's your martial status right now? Marital status. Sorry.
Marital status, single.
Single? Okay. Do you have any children?
I do not have any children.
Do you have an occupation or are you just a full-time student?
I'm a full-time student, but I do work part-time as a cashier at a supermarket.
Okay, cool, cool. Um, so before we get it started, and asking about what brings you here today, I just want to cover the confidentiality. Just so you know, confidentiality between you and me stays here. The only person that I will be able to talk to this about is my supervisor. I won't be using names. We'll just be talking. She'll just be basically helping me, if I need help with coming up with a treatment plan, helping me through the intake process as I show her as we go through it together too. There are limits of confidentiality. So the limits are, if you present danger to yourself or to others, um, if there's a court order that needs to be expunged so that they can look at, what we're talking about, what's going on. But other than that, those are the confidentialities, that I just wanted to go over before we start. Um, so today, what brings you here today to therapy?
I've kind of been feeling like loss, a little sad, and I feel a lot of failure because I didn't get into the graduate school I wanted to get into.
Okay. Um, so to go in more detail, you didn't get into the graduate program that you wanted to get into. Are you feeling any sort of feelings from this?
Yeah, I just feel like a failure. Like I didn't get to do what I needed to do for myself to feel successful.
Okay. Um, so describe that more. What do you mean by you feel like a failure?
I'm just not able to, obtain the goals that I want to obtain right now, especially with graduate school. I feel like that was a really big goal for me. The next step after, finishing my bachelor's degree, I really wanted to get into graduate school and become a therapist.
Okay, cool. You want to become a therapist. Um, do you feel any other feelings from this besides, the feeling of failure?
I do worry about my future just because I didn't get into graduate school, so I don't really know what I want to do now. I feel like I don't know what's next, really.
Do you feel these feelings throughout the day, certain times?
So I think in the beginning, I kind of felt them every day, whether I was, in at work or at home. Currently not in school right now. I did take that. I just after finishing my bachelor's, I kind of just took a year off to kind of, start working and saving towards paying for my master's degree. But I think of lately, it's just when I'm, at home by myself, and I start to feel, really worried and start to feel sad again about not being able to get into the graduate school.
Okay. Do you feel that this is impacting you in any current functioning, like being able to function?
I guess. I feel like sometimes, a lot of times actually, I like to just stay at home. Don't want to go out with friends. Don't want to see my family. Uh, after I just go to work, go home, and just sit in my room. Listen to sad music. Sometimes I play video games, but it doesn't really help. I just still feel worried about my future, and I still feel like a failure when I go to sleep.
Okay. Have you ever felt these kind of feelings before?
Yeah, I didn't get into my dream school for my bachelor's, and I kind of felt that way, but I ended up just taking it my third choice, and they kind of went away after starting school. But with this graduate school, I didn't get into any of the other options either. So this is why I feel a little bit more lost about where I want what I want to do. Because I had other options back then, but now I don't really have another option.
Okay. Did you feel these kind of same feelings, or did you feel other feelings when you didn't get into your dream school for bachelor's?
I think at the time when I was a little younger, I felt a lot more crushed because all I knew was school at the time. But now that I'm a little bit older, there's more feelings that are coming into it. Like I didn't feel as sad or like a failure. I just felt very lost in like where I wanted to go, what other decisions I had to make if I couldn't go to the school I really wanted to go to. And I didn't really worry about my future because I did get into other schools, but now I feel all the other feelings just because the options are more limited at this time.
Okay. When you were feeling, did you go through any therapy at that time or figure out any treatment plans for yourself?
No, this is actually my first time in therapy. I really just I didn't feel like I needed it at the time, or I didn't really have access to it. But now that I'm a little bit older and I'm more aware of my resources, I've tried to I've accessed it now.
Okay, awesome. Um, just to get more into, a little bit more detail about you. So can you describe to me, like your current family situation, like the dynamics and relationships between you and your family members?
Yeah, I think the relationship with my family is pretty good. I am living away from home right now, so they're about I want to say 30 minutes. I think they're about 30 minutes. Yeah. They're in Pomona, currently living in Riverside right now. And yeah, they're very supportive about of me wanting to do what I wanted to do. They've always been supportive of just of getting a higher education just because they value that a lot in their children.
Okay. Was school and higher education something that was always important for you and your family?
So to me, yes, just because that's what my family wanted. But to my family, they value that because they didn't get a college education, so they wanted their children to get that.
Okay. And have you talked to your family about not getting into graduate school?
I have not actually. I'm a little worried about how they're going to react when I tell them I didn't get into the program,
What has you worried about that?
just because I've been talking about this is my dream. I'm one step closer. They've been very supportive. I'm just really just worried about letting them down. That's where kind of I guess me feeling a failure. I might look like a failure in their eyes since I wasn't able to get into the program I told them that I was going to get into. I was very confident about it.
Okay. Um, and then just to, not to go away from what we're talking about, but to go back to when you didn't get into your bachelor's program, did your family find out? And if
They
so,
were they were there when I opened the letter. So
okay. So how
they're-
was the reaction?
I think they were a bit angry, but I don't think they were angry at me. They were kind of angry at the school. They were disappointed in me that I couldn't get into the school that I wanted to just because that was my first choice and not being able to get in. I feel like I felt rejected by the school, but also by my parents in a way because they were disappointed.
Okay. Um, so you do have full support from your parents. You do feel that support from them. You do feel like they'd be there for you. Just as you stated, when you didn't get into your bachelor's school dream school, they were disappointed not in you, but in the school. Um, do you think the same situation can happen here?
I think they would be disappointed in me this time around though, just because I don't have any other options in other graduate schools. And I feel like they might be angry at the schools as well for not taking me in, but I think they might be angry at me as well. That's what I fear. I felt a little bit of rejection when they were disappointed in me from not getting into the bachelor's program. So I think it would be tenfold now that I didn't get into the graduate school.
Okay, that does make sense. Do you have any other social support, relationships, friends, inner circles that
Yeah, I
you?
have a couple friends from church, but I've recently stopped going just because I've been trying to work more to kind of save up for the graduate school. So I haven't seen them regularly. I think, I'll just send them like memes on social media once in a while, but I haven't seen them, I guess, maybe like in 3 months. But, we talk online, so if that counts.
Okay. Yeah. Have you spoken to them about the current situation that you're going through?
I've only spoken to two of them. They've been very supportive of me, but I don't think that's the way my family would react, just because it's different where, they may be friends, but family is a little different than just the friends.
Yeah, definitely. There's not that fear of, rejection and that fear of, disappointment. Because if your friends are disappointed in you, it's a whole different feeling when your family's disappointed in you. It takes a harder toll on us. And it does make sense. As we're coming closer to an end, you did, first I want to say thank you so much for opening up. And I do appreciate you talking about the things that you're going through and what you're experiencing right now. So as we continue this discussion next week, I do want to let you know that we'll be able to talk more about that fear and that rejection that that you feel like you're going to get from your parents and from your family. And we'll be able to come up with a plan to be able to find a way to be able to, for you to express yourself, and create a safe environment for you to be able to find the words, to tell your family, and if you do feel that, that they are disappointing you, we'll be able to come up with, some sort of toolbox for you to be able to have, to cope with as you feel those feelings, you know. But yeah, I do appreciate you. I do appreciate our time. I can't wait for our next time that we meet. So thank you so much, Johnson, for meeting with me and for opening up and for trusting me today.
Thank you. I appreciate you for speaking with me about it. I feel a little bit better, but I'm still very worried, for the things I haven't been able to do yet.
Oh yeah, definitely understandable. And we'll, it's a process. Day one, we'll get through it. And as long as we stick together, we got this.
Got it. Sounds good. I'll see you next session.
Thank you, Johnson. Have a good day.
You too.